everybody, and welcome to the Erin Strayer Show. This is where we elevate and uplift and leverage amazing female entrepreneurs and what they are doing just a little bit differently. My name's Erin Strayer. I'm the host of your show today, and we are doing this is round 2 with Mary Jo Van Horn. I'm so glad she's here. I'm going to talk about her while she's listening. Can you believe that? I know. I'm going to do it. So this is attempt number 2 with Mary Jo. She's been super gracious and grateful to allow us to reschedule from last week. So we don't really do do-overs. This is just take 2. So Mary Jo is an amazing life coach. We're going to talk about that. But she helps busy women business owners, I know that's a whole mouthful, eliminate stress. Who doesn't have that, right? Because we as women, we're super powered women that were born with capes. I talk about this all the time. We have all the superpowers, right? We have them, and we do all the things. And therefore, we have all the stress that goes along with it. So, Mary Jo is our stress eliminator. She is let me make sure I get this right. She is the creator of the Stress Eliminator and Living Your Divine Life public Facebook group. So if you're interested in following that, make sure you hop on with that. We're going to talk in depth with Mary Jo. Hi, honey.
Hello.
Hi. I am like super curious to, in your words, she's live from North Dakota, people. So we're going to be talking on the Midwest side today. I want you to talk about your background just a little bit in your words, because this hasn't been your entire life career, right?
Right.
So you had like a whole corporate get-go, like the majority of us, and something didn't work out right. Something happened. Something started to happen. Something manifested. Something grew.
Yep. And I celebrate that every day. So way back in the early 80s is when I graduated from college, and I got started in my career of media and advertising. And I was in corporate then for 20 years, just about. And I was at my last employment, and I just wasn't happy. And I couldn't really put my finger on why.
Yeah,
I just wasn't happy. Yeah. And so having this just being miserable for quite some time, I remember my husband one night finally said to me, I'm in tears, and I cried every morning in the shower because I had to go to this job. And he finally one night, he says to me, Mary Jo, figure out what the bleep is going to make you happy, and then do it. And then I'm like, okay. And so,
I don't know, but it's a hot mess. Right?
Yes. And he actually encouraged me to take what I was doing at corporate and create a business for myself, which is what I did. So I was a media director, so buying and planning media for clients. And so I started my own company in 2003. And it was a fast success. And I just had clients coming to me because I was known in the industry and known locally. I had people referring me, and all of a sudden, we had plenty of money. We were taking great vacations. Life wasn't so hard because growing up, what did I learn? I learned that life was going to be hard. I was barely going to get by, and you were never going to take a vacation.
Ever. And you got to work hard, because that's what.
Yes.
Work hard.
Very hard.
Work harder.
Yes. For every penny you earn and all of that stuff. And so when all of a sudden I went out on my own and everything was actually really, really good, I thought, well, hey, this isn't so bad. So I started about 5 years into it. In 2009, I started a second company with my best friend, and we created a media buying software. Well, that didn't go so well at all. And within 18 months into it.
Going in business with her, or going in business, period, in that industry?
Both. So both the business was struggling, and then the friendship really took a tough hit And I ended up buying out her shares and then just threw myself into the work. And eventually, and thank God, I did finally hit that wall of exhaustion, both physically and emotionally. But I had such a sense of failure, and I was totally stressed out.
Man, I know that there's some people on here that you guys, if this is hitting home for you, or if you're watching the replay and you felt what she just said, like, light it up for us, because I know I've been there. You know, in that failure mode, and that feeling like the wind just got sucked out of you, and that, oh man, what am I doing?
Yeah, and through that all, I ended up, my days became starting taking medication for high blood pressure with a Diet Mountain Dew every morning, and then 2 or 3 or 4 more Diet Mountain Dews throughout the day. And then as the work day ended, of course, I worked very, very hard in my business.
Yeah.
And then, I would just relax into some ice cold Miller Lights, some gossip, some comfort food, end my days by taking some over-the-counter products for heartburn, and then prescribed medication to help me sleep. And it just that was my life. And everything was happening to me, and it was also unfair, and I was working so hard, and I had this great big old pity party for several years. And then luckily when...
You're not alone. You're not alone. You know what I mean? Like, there are so many people that have that circle, right? That never ending, oh man, I got to drink the Mountain Dew or the coffee. I got to, have those 5-hour energy drinks. Oh, and now I can't sleep, so I got to take the Ambien to go to bed. And I'm going to start all over again, right?
Yeah. And the crazy thing was, Erin, I thought I was alone. I thought I was the only one that was struggling like this. Everybody else had it all figured out. But then when I did hit rock bottom, and I thought, finally, I'm like, maybe I don't have all the answers. Maybe I need to reach out to somebody for help. Maybe, there's something for me to learn. And that's when I started then, kind of on this spiritual journey, because I had nowhere to go but up. I could have either quit or just changed. So I did decide to work on myself, and I learned about how I had these limiting beliefs, and I was stuck in resentment and, felt like a victim. And then as I learned more about that, then I started to learn about the power of forgiveness, about self-worth, and about empowerment, right? And the more I stepped into that, the more things changed, of course, for the better. And it's all, it's taken a few years of doing some of this work. But I got to tell you, what I've just recently learned in the last 6-9 months has just catapulted everything. I no longer turn to food for comfort. I don't need that comfort food anymore. And I'm no longer taking medication for my I don't have high blood pressure, so I don't have to take medication for that. I do not have heartburn, so I don't need the over-the-counter products for heartburn. I quit soda and alcohol altogether, and I feel amazing, and I no longer need anything to help me sleep at night. That's been the dream.
Celebrate that. That's huge. So back up, right? So back up. So like my very first question was, you said you started working on yourself.
Yes.
That was the very first thing you said. How'd you know how to do that?
It's just one of those things. It was middle of the winter, so very cold here in North Dakota, sitting on my living room couch and mindlessly going through TV channels. And I came across Pastor Joel Osteen's program. And it was like he was speaking to me. And he says to me, if you want help, all you have to do is ask. God's ready to help you. All you have to do is ask.
That easy, people.
Yeah. And so I did that. I was sitting on my couch and I'm like, okay, I'm asking for help. Well, then the next Sunday night, I, again, just mindlessly going through the TV channels, his program pops up again. He's doing his sermon. And then he says, Okay, it's not enough to just ask for help. You cannot ask for help and then be a couch potato. So you have to get out of your comfort zone. As I'm sitting on my couch,
Right.
Watching this.
Very
and then it's like you have to get out. You have to start, talking with people and sharing your story and asking for help and connecting. And so that's what I did, more so for me virtually than locally, because I still had a lot of guilt and shame and a sense of failure around. So I didn't want the people around me to know that.
Yeah, for sure. You don't want to air your dirty laundry.
Right.
Yeah.
So I kind of started virtually, and one thing led to another, and then pretty soon I was doing, the last couple of years doing one-on-one coaching and, and group coaching too along some of those lines. And yeah, I mean, I'm a big believer in that it is life-changing when you find that right person.
So what I'm hearing and what I'm picking out is that you shifted your thought process.
Yes, which has led me to the work that I am so passionate about right now. And it really is like, we just talked briefly before we came live about what is a core limiting belief? What does that mean? And this is what I have learned and what I help teach people. As kids, when things happen to us that don't feel good and that we don't understand, in order to feel more safe, because there's nothing more important to kids than that sense of safety. So in order to make ourselves feel more safe, we make up stuff about that experience that didn't feel good or that circumstance that didn't feel good. We make up stuff about it in order for it to make sense to us so we can feel more safe. And so we almost always will make up that it is somehow our fault because we are not good enough, or we are not smart enough, we're not pretty enough, we're not strong enough, we're not whatever enough. And what happens, it goes even deeper to that whole sense of, I must not deserve it. That's why this is happening. If we go deep enough, like there's a sense of I don't deserve it, or I'm not lovable enough for it. I don't belong. I'm too much of an outcast, a misfit, whatever. And that becomes this belief that we carry, and mostly subconscious. And that every time something bad happens to us, that belief gets validated over and over and over. And pretty soon we're going out into the world on our own, and we're carrying, though, this belief about ourselves that we're not good enough. We don't deserve it. We don't deserve what we really want. And so consciously we set out to prove to the world we do. Subconsciously we're believing we don't deserve it. That is the internal conflict from which stress originates. And until we get some clarity around what is that core limiting belief, because we cannot change what we don't acknowledge or what we're not aware of.
Ooh,
so the work becomes
that was big.
Yeah. The work becomes, right, getting clear and having some awareness, because that's really what's running the show, is that core limiting belief. So when you're thinking those doubt thoughts, like what if people don't want to hear what I'm saying? What if people don't get me? What if I can't find clients? What if nobody wants to pay me? All those things. That is that younger self of you that believes you don't deserve it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It's so huge. Yes, it absolutely makes sense. And it's so huge to go that in depth with defining what limiting beliefs mean, because, you and I spoke ahead of time, and I'm super glad you went into depth on it, because I think that term is overused and people don't understand that it actually is on a subconscious level at this adult point in your life. Mm-hmm. It has become ingrained in your cells, and it's in your subconscious that you actually believe those things.
Yes.
Those are the things that are holding you back, people. Those are the things. Yeah.
And they're not true. It's not.
And they're not true.
Yes. Yeah. So when you know what that untrue belief is that you're carrying, and then you learn how to release that with love and compassion, then you can free up your energy and space within for things like inspiration and creativity and joy, right? Because joy comes from being happy for no reason. So the more of that doubt and frustration and anger and resentment, the more we can clear that out of our minds and out of our bodies, the more we free up to bring in all that good stuff that's just trying to download, but we're so full of all of the slow energy, emotions that we're clogged up. So we got to clear that stuff out with love and compassion in order to allow in the good stuff.
So without giving away all your goodness, because I know you know how to do that.
Yes.
Is that a process? Is that a meditation? Is that a ongoing?
Yeah, I actually have a very powerful exercise, and it has become the core of all of my work. And it's about a 90-minute to a 2-hour session with me one-on-one, but I take you through this exercise, and by the end of that, you know your core limiting belief. And the really cool thing is, Erin, that there are so many treasures, so many gifts in this. It'll give you clarity around your life's purpose. It'll give you clarity around the people you are meant to serve. There are so many correlations between how you process things and those emotions, both the ones that you would consider negative, how you felt. Mine were alone, unsupported, and sad. Yeah. And the people that I am meant to serve, as it relates to my services, they also feel mostly alone, unsupported, and sad. Mm-hmm. And so when you have that clarity, and then you bring that into your marketing, I mean, number one, when you talk about it in a way, you connect because, right, you've lived that. So you totally feel that.
Yeah.
And they're like on the other end saying, oh my God, she gets me. Now, to me, that is authentic.
Absolutely.
And that's what draws people to you.
Yeah. Yeah. So is that something people can purchase from you? You can.
Yes. Yes. I have a program. It's called The Number One Thing That Holds You Back in Life. And it's a 2-hour virtual lesson, and that's exactly what we do. By the end of that 2 hours, you know what is holding you back. You know that core limiting belief. And then I also guide you through how to release that with love and compassion. And then I give you all these other little clues around, you're a little bit around your life's purpose, how that connects the dots there, and how it connects the dots with the people you're meant to serve. If as a businesswoman.
Yeah. And, I think that so many people miss this part when they're starting in business. This is like, your business isn't going to go anywhere if you're not cleared on a foundational level.
That's right. Because that you will always line up with that core limiting belief.
Yeah.
So you may have some success, but then it's seeming like random stuff happens, and then now you're struggling again. Yeah. It's why people who win the lottery and then lose it all, it's because down deep they're carrying that untrue belief that they don't deserve it.
Yeah.
And so we'll always line up. But I mean, it just seems like, it's not fair. It just seems like these random things happen. But really, how you are being is what you draw towards you. So if deep down you're being that you have that belief that you don't deserve it, you're unworthy, you're going to draw towards you people, circumstances, and opportunities that are going to support your unworthiness.
Yeah. And what that means, taking that a step farther, my interpretation of that is people that can't pay you, people that don't want to pay your fees, people that don't show up for your appointments or stand you up, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's a reflection of really what you're believing to be true for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that mirror, right?
Yes.
For
But
sure.
right, but when it's subconscious, that's where everybody gets tripped up because you don't know it.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the power of this work, right? We can bring that, shed some light onto that so that you can actually understand it and choose what is true for the person you are today. There's all these people are going through life like living as if their 5-year-old self or their 7 or 8-year-old self is trying to be the adult. That would scare anybody, right?
No.
That would be scary. And that's really what's going on. That's why we have all those doubting thoughts. That's why we procrastinate that, right? And that's why we end up frustrated.
And then the air sucks out of us, and we don't trust anything that we're doing, and nobody wants us anyway. And what are we doing? Oh, we're just playing.
Mm-hmm.
We're just
Yeah.
playing. Why don't we go for a real job? Right?
Right. Right. So that other people can tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huge. It's huge. It's so foundational. And I'm going to loop back around to what I said before. So many people miss this point, miss this part of creating their business. And if this is not, if your core limiting belief that at the subconscious level, the things that you don't even know you're thinking,
Mm-hmm.
that are ingrained already at a cellular level because you've been playing this game for so long, if that's not cleared, nothing else is going to work. So like this work is, and I don't care if you're trying to lose weight. I don't care if you're trying to start a business. I don't care if you're trying to be a mom, right? Like,
that's right.
It doesn't matter what you're trying to do. It's not going to happen until you get this cleared.
Yes. That's exactly right.
Yeah. And again, it's like, it's an integral part. Like, you don't want to jump right into me and hit your strategy stuff.
Exactly. That's what everybody thinks, right? I need to learn this. I need to learn this. I need to learn this new strategy. Maybe I need another certification, right?
Yeah. I just need more classes.
Yes.
I can do it. I'll take another class.
Yeah. Yeah. So they get caught up in the doing, and then what they really should be working on is how they are being. Right? We're human beings, not human doers. How about that?
You guys, I know that there's some people on live with us. Hi, Letty. And if you are watching this replay, this lady is amazing. She just like tapped every cell in my body and like made it do this happy giddy dance when we had our interview prior to coming on live here. And I am so excited to have her in my pocket and in my wheelhouse because she's so intricate to people in my lane. And you guys, Mary, please drop your links in here when we're done. Every way to get a hold of you, how to get a hold of that 2-hour training, how, what's going on in your world. And you guys reach out to Mary Jo because she's the real deal. Okay. She's been where we have. She's crossed the line. She's taking care of business and things are rolling for her. She knows how to get you to the other side of the line. She knows how to bust your box.
Yep.
Move you forward, get you off the couch, sister.
Yep. The creativity is incredible. I've never experienced anything like this. Like, I can't get to all of my ideas. Opportunities are just showing up just left and right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know Stephanie comes on. She's like, oh my goodness, Erin, you've said this to me. I know I have, Stephanie. You need to talk Mary Jo. And I'm just going to go there. Stephanie, I know you love me. Stephanie's an extremely gifted healer. And even our healers need to heal this.
Absolutely.
Because we can't heal ourselves without guidance from somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We can't. We're too close. We're too, just like we can't figure out our own strategies because we're too close to the situation to even see where to plug the hole.
That's right.
Got to have somebody else's eyeballs on it. Got to have a trusted resource. Got to have another way around it. Got to have another look at it. So, Mary Jo, one last question before we get off here, because
yes,
I mean, I could talk to you all day. Maybe we will off camera.
I'd love to.
But I'm gonna respect these people's time. Again, you guys, if you are watching the replay of this and you find it valuable, which I can't imagine not, make sure you share this out with your people, your tribe, your coworkers, people in your circle. Mary Jo, my favorite all-time question, hot seat.
Yep.
If you were to go back and talk to little Mary Jo, what would you tell her about going forward in life?
Oh, okay. And I'm gonna do this without, breaking into tears. That's such a powerful question. And without a doubt, I would say, honey, you are worthy. You are worthy just because you were born. And you deserve abundance just because you were born. You are worthy, and you are not alone. That's what I would say.
People, you can hear that right from the core of her, the nucleus of every cell in her body. You can hear it in her. You can see it on her face. That's real. That's the real deal. That's authentic. Right there. Reach out to Mary Jo. Let her live in your circle. You won't be disappointed. You will not be disappointed, people. All right, friends, this is Erin Strayer. This is the Erin Strayer Show, where we talk to amazing people like Mary Jo. And we bring them front and center and talk about things that usually get shoved under the rug. We bring them forward here, and we talk about them, and we make them real. We go live every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 o'clock right here on the Erin Strayer Show. So join us right back here. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, Erin. Thank you, everyone.
Hang on just a second, Mary Jo. See you guys.